So if I say when I first got back
Back from where?
from SA, coming back to Zim, that's what I'm asking.
Back in the 60s, when you came back. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm following. Tell me, you've been back for the past 40 years. Okay. Tell me, what happened when you got back? There's a lot of, I think it also has to do with the fact that Zimbabwe is an informal economy. A lot of the people who are hustlers, the people who are employed are less than, what did the professor say? I think 15% or something like that are formally employed or something like that. I don't remember the figures, yeah. So the bulk of the people are formally employed. So these are people who have unstable jobs.
So anything can happen.
Yeah, so if you lend money to someone like that, you don't know. Emma is accusing Harare City Council of discharging over 250 million liters of untreated sewage into Lake Chivero per day.
That's disgusting. Per day?
Yeah, and Lake Chivero is the city's primary water source.
Denny J Show. Zvanga zviri down to up tauraidzwe nyaya dzacho dzese narrative ndaichidwe kana mchida kutipisa deep ndaipidwe make you spill a bean if you know what I mean hande
it's time.
Okay, from me to you, love.
Yeah, we good.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Yes, I just
Right. Can we start now? Don't forget to press the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's drink to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Drink to the freaking weekend.
So we're ready.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you're ready.
Okay.
Am I not too low? Okay.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Denny J Show.
Yeah. Good. People love those shades on you and your these are new ones.
I just didn't want you shouting at me. Yeah, you know the deal here. We do what? So
you're killing the swag.
how you like me now? Okay, all right.
Okay, how we doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm good.
You
haven't told me you like my jacket. I was waiting.
I'm not even going to say anything because I should be wearing one, and I am not.
It's expensive, baby. This one.
What are you saying?
I'm saying you don't like paying. This one.
I don't like paying.
I'm playing.
I should wait, but okay. Rewind. Yes, I don't like paying. Why am I paying for the jacket? Angithi ngisebenza la.
This is true.
Angisebenzi la. Angithi ngiyasebenza.
Yebo.
I-jacket lami likuphi?
Yebo, mama.
Yeah, and
we
then
will
you
look into it.
Oh, you look into it. It's
Right.
dope though.
I know, right?
It's pretty cool.
Okay, you got a shot of my.
Are you able to turn?
Yeah, sure.
They're quite tall. I don't know if the camera will.
I'm sure it's adjust, right?
I like the singing at the back.
And this, you like this?
I love it.
Yeah. You know?
So, but mine is what color?
It's available in 2 colors, navy blue and white and black and red. So that's the new Boys the Toners Harare baseball jacket. Available now. And we'll put a number on the screen, and then if you are interested in one, you hit up Ruvimbo.
Yeah. It was in the excitement of talking and everything. I was like, Ruvimbo. Hi, Ruvimbo.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, so the number is on the screen. Bako Media hopefully is going to put it on the screen. Sometimes we tell them to do stuff and don't do it.
Lay off Bako for a moment, okay?
Okay, all right.
Like
People were
Chimbonsi.
complaining about the sound.
Yeah,
last
those
week.
things happen.
Rainbow sound and so on. Bako, what are we doing about the sound, brother? This is not a good look.
Listen to you. Today we are 100%.
It's not a good look for Bako
Yeah.
Media. You know. Otherwise, me and Becky, we always bring it.
Dun, 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 dun.
You know. So yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like, this is what? My second episode since after baby. So I'm getting a hang
Oh yeah.
of it. And I don't kangan when.
Do you want to tell them that we were supposed to shoot yesterday, but
No, but why are you saying it?
I'm just saying, like.
This guy.
So there's a whole baby situation. Sometimes Becky shows up, sometimes she doesn't. But,
Dude, you know what?
But she eventually shows up. If anything, she always.
You know,
eventually-
respect women who are doing the whole motherhood thing, then
Doing
working
media as well
and doing
and-
media. Just work.
That's true.
Just work. Just them showing up. It's not an excuse though, but sometimes certain things do happen with children, and you just have to put tools down, all tools down,
Yeah.
and focus on what needs to be done. But then who then overdo it a little bit, like Sha.
Yeah.
You ain't the first one to have a baby. Yeah.
So how's our baby doing?
He's doing so
How many
well.
weeks now?
Wait.
We took weeks.
All I know is he's growing, okay?
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. He's growing well.
He's growing very well.
That's beautiful.
Very well. You know those mothers, I never thought I was going to be those mothers. Like, I would meet people. I'm like, oh, hi, Becky. Oh, congratulations on how's the baby doing? I'm like, oh, wait, let me show you.
Are you one of those?
I am.
Nobody wants to see a chubby little baby anyway. I mean, they'll be like, oh, he's so cute, even if he isn't.
No. Mine is
You know-
cute. Let me show you.
No babies.
I'm
are cute.
already
All
doing
babies.
it. I'm already doing it. Look at that. What?
Hey, but it looks like Drew, eh?
I gave birth to my husband, basically.
Yeah, he does.
I gave birth to my husband.
Oh,
but-
nice.
But this is like the cuter version.
Are we allowed to show the people?
No.
Okay.
Who are you showing?
All right.
Dude.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my hello, my baby. Oh, okay. Let's just wrap this thing up. I need to go home.
To your baby.
I need to go home to my baby.
Yeah.
I need to go home to my baby. So, the last episode was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People missed you.
Yeah. And I hadn't realized how much I also missed interacting
Yeah.
with our viewers and listeners. It was pretty cool. Anyway, are we on Spotify?
We used to be.
And then what happened?
Then we just slacked on it, but a lot of people want to.
Yeah, I think we would be such a good listen
I think we are
on Spotify.
We are on Spotify on
But
old
we-
episodes.
On
Oh,
old episodes. No,
Yeah.
let's upload stuff. Let's
all right, we'll
upload.
put the new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was watching the episode, and then there were moments where I would stand up and do stuff, but I still could hear.
Yeah.
It sounded so good.
Yeah, a lot
It
of
was
people
something
like-
that
Like a lot of people overseas, they listen whilst they're on the subway, right? Like when they're going to work.
yeah. But imagine they've got YouTube
or-
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that helps us.
Yeah.
But
know.
it would be pretty cool also to be.
We got no energy with Spotify and them because when we
Antukungo
when we
load,
put episodes there, we get nothing.
But if we hype it.
But I think, for purposes of the growth of the podcast,
Yeah.
we actually have some episodes there, but we need to upload the new ones. We'll do it.
Pretty
We'll
cool.
get on it.
Yeah, so today's stories are quite interesting.
Yeah, we should, okay.
Do I put a disclaimer?
No, the disclaimer is at the beginning. I think.
No, but just in case they missed it.
Okay.
Okay. We are not reporting news.
We're not a news bulletin.
We're not a news bulletin. And Ruvimbo did all of it. So if there's anything that is out of order,
Yeah, you know who to shout at, but
Come for Uvimbo.
we always try and verify stuff. But there will always be opinions. Like I have.
Because Danny called me a liar.
Yeah, no, I'm saying you say some untruths from time to time.
Untruths.
You know, like, because we can do opinions and we can do facts, and sometimes.
But I've never said anything factual, have I?
I'm sure you have.
It's always wow.
You have 1 or 2 times.
I may have misread certain things, but never untruthed.
This is not cool. I don't know why people drink through this thing.
No, that's just for fashion.
Yeah, this is.
But
This is more. Okay, mommy.
Yes, I'm such a mom.
Okay.
Yeah, so untruths, misleading conceptions. Guys, we're just out here to dish out some stuff.
Yeah. So before you get into that, you know, Blink 4. We had the episode with Blink 4.
Yeah.
He's actually one of my favorite young guys in terms of hip hop, and he released a new album. And
I loved it.
Listened to it?
I haven't listened to the album, but I did see images of his album launch.
Yeah.
It was. Where did he do it?
That was Aquatic Complex, right? Yeah, in
He
Cheetown.
filled it up.
In Cheetown.
He filled it up.
Yeah.
And I think Minister Michael Maindere has done an event at the Chitungiza Aquatic Complex. Yes.
How did that go?
I mean, Maindere always fills up, Shamari.
Oh, so it's like Blink 4.
So it was such a cool sight to see that Blink 4 filled up that place. God, I was just looking at images. I'm like, yo. I think there was even a moment where it was all lights out and then people had their phone torches on. And it was...
zipline manje.
Oh, yeah, about that. Were there any glitches to that? I didn't see that.
Zipline.
The zipline was not ziplining. No, the zipline was not ziplining.
It was okay. It was okay.
Oh, I thought it was fine. I thought it was creative.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't like Chris Brown. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? But
Did you
according to our standards,
was
Yeah.
he supposed to come in through? No, if he had tried that Chris Brown thing, it was going to be another story.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. People are always trying to come up with innovative ways of coming on stage. The same floor had the coffin.
Yeah, no, but Saint Flo always does that coffin thing. I think for him, it's.
I think it was the one time because it was like a resurrection.
Didn't he do it twice?
No, you couldn't have.
Are
I
you
think
sure?
it was a resurrection, like rising up after all the troubles that is.
Yeah.
and
I mean
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
And then we had who was it who came on a bike?
Was that
At the
Nyasha
Namas?
David?
Yes, Nyasha David at the Namas.
So the boys are trying. They're doing the things.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are.
So we have Blink 4 on episode 76. You must go check it out. Very cool youngster. And the music is deep. We love the music. In fact, in that episode, he actually sings quite a number of his songs. So
Yeah, he does.
if you haven't watched it, please go check it out.
But since we are on the Blink 4 album launch thing, interesting things happened also
Okay. Yeah.
at that
Okay.
at
Mujaya.
that launch. Yes.
Mujaya. Yeah.
as usual.
That was terrible, though. I don't know. Because
Zimbabweans don't forgive.
yeah, but I mean the gesture of him coming there to support a fellow
Was
artist was good, and
Yeah.
people should have taken it from that perspective.
Yeah.
But when the guys are beefing, they are beefing with people, and it was like because Volts JT is from Cheetown, and then so the whole Volts JT and Holy 10 thing, it's like a thing, you know. So I think that's where it comes from.
Speaking of Volt, his performance was.
I'm not deary
was on
Volts
point
JT is
also.
yeah, but that was very unfortunate. You don't want to.
How did you feel about that?
About what, the whole can throwing thing? No, I thought it was inappropriate. I thought, look, they might not like the dude, but the dude came to entertain them.
But they're not just being funny.
Yeah, but it's a ghetto thing. It's a mob thing. If people
Or like
decided,
proper.
yeah, in the ghetto town decided that school that you know, you're in our territory, we don't like you.
It's that. We
That's-
don't like
yeah,
you, don't come into our territory.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But I'm sure a lot of those youngsters actually vibe to Holy Ten's music. But I'm going to show support with Maji. It involves JT territory, so
Yes.
we're going to mess shit up for you. So that was unfortunate. But also, when you look at Holy 10 and what he's been doing so far in terms of just riling up people, I don't know if it's the right thing to do, what he's doing, and I don't know what that's about. Because he seems to be starting fights with everybody. And
I think if he was in another country, it would make sense. It would be okay.
but
to
for
do
him,
that.
the hype still works, I think, you know. If we were to bring Holy 10 here tomorrow, we'll
Yeah.
have lots of views.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the point is, I mean, like, isn't it outdated now? We don't want someone just coming and then
No more
just starting shit with people and for views. You know,
No, it can't
so
be.
I think at some point he has to change his strategy because people actually just genuinely like him. So he doesn't need to do this extra stuff that he seems to do.
Because you're right. People do actually like
Yeah,
him,
you
but
know.
he feels the need to let me just ruffle some
start
feathers
shit.
and
Yeah.
see where it takes me. Let's see where it goes, and then it's
But
cans
so
at
far
the end of
it
the
has
day.
been working for him. That noise and whatever. I don't know, like when it comes to promoters and stuff, I'm sure there are some promoters who have to think twice now before they book him type thing because of all this. So it might not be good for business. It's good for social media hype and always being in the news, which also helps, I guess, in staying relevant. But I don't know. The
And
big picture.
corporates as well. You know how our industries are really the entertainment industry, the creative industry is really backed up by corporates.
Yes,
and
yes.
corporates come through and they look for a certain type of
Yeah, like they want
person.
clean brands. They want.
But you can. The other day, you and Nash were shouting at me saying, my brand is too clean.
yeah, it is.
I must make some noise a little bit." But I'm thinking, what? I must make noise up to what level?
No, we never say you must make noise. But, you know, when you're on the Denny J Show, you're allowed to release a fuck or shit here and there, you know. I mean, you're allowed. I mean, your credits for swearing are so high because you've never swore. You know what I mean? So you can use your credits.
I can get away with one.
You can use your credits.
Ah,
Sometimes I feel like you want to say fuck, but you can't.
dude, you have no
Don't-
idea how many times
S-
I just
say-
want to
say
let
to me.
it out and be
Say
like,
to me, that's fucking true.
"That's true."
See, you see, it's not as powerful when you put the fuck in there. Huh?
Wait. You're damn right. Damn.
It's not the same. but-
Damn, doesn't it work?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But people understand. Becky has to earn a living doing corporate gigs with big.
And it's not
corporate
really
people
like I
like
have to
that.
earn a living. It's just the person I have become. But it doesn't mean that I don't swear. I just know where to do it and where not to do it. Because there's people watching.
So don't you want to bless us with one?
No.
Okay.
No. Shut up. But
But
Zima
it- but Zima
camera.
Zima camera.
Zima camera, my guy.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
But unlike you,
I just
I am me.
you do
all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And you
All the
know,
time. I'm me all the time.
Yes, and I don't think you're relying on any corporate to be like, "Yo, Danny."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
I
you-
think that's the difference.
That's the difference. So for me, I think 700 times.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and I also think like if my child watches this.
My children watch this.
No, but your kids are grown, bruh.
Oh yeah. Well, I
You've
a
got
young
men.
one. Oh, I got a young one, 13-year-old. But
I know
but she
Nay,
doesn't
that
watch.
she doesn't watch.
doesn't
Yes,
watch.
but by the time she eventually then watches, she's grown enough to understand why grown-ups swear
Yeah, from time to time.
from time to time. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it works for him. But
Yeah. And okay, tell me also whilst on events that whole Duke and Slay thing. What's the
Dude,
story?
so
there about
listen,
this?
I never used to understand the concept of Duke and Slay, but a Duke and Slay is a stress reliever. I've never attended,
Okay.
but when you look at the pictures, and I was actually talking to a friend over the weekend. We were chatting, and then she says, sorry, Sha, I'm a Duke and Slay. My responses may not make sense because she was having one hell of a time.
How come you haven't gone to one of these?
No.
What's your vibe? You don't
But-
like women.
but
you
I
don't like
get it.
women like that, right? Like
No,
that's
no,
a
no,
lot of women.
No, I host women events.
Yeah, but
So-
not that many. That's a lot
Not that
of
many.
women.
Not that many. But I don't have a problem with an all women's event at that magnitude. Like, please have it.
Right.
Yeah. My Kandiwa hosts my women events. I got my prayer retreat though, but
Yeah, but where was spark kaze?
at the level yokuspaka kwajona in that environment. And then Duke and Slay is Duke and Slay.
Yeah.
Right. So this time they had like a whole theme. I don't know what year they had put it in, like an old school theme, but people had afros, people were dressed like their grannies, people were just dressed really cool.
Do they actually follow the dress code?
They do.
Oh, nice.
If you go on social media, people followed that dress code. It was popping. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And the artists, Feli Nandi was there. I know the Legend Band was there. Anna Jose, the guys that just recently filled up the HICC. And for a band to do that, come on now.
That's nice.
So going to Duke and Slay, I know men might not be able to do it. Could an all men, an all male event?
Yeah, that's gay.
Like Sausage Factory.
That's not.
No one would want to.
That's not
really.
right.
Even if Chinziso, it's a men's conference, like men's conference, please. At a church event, yes, I can understand.
Yeah.
But a full on party event,
Yeah.
no, Duke and Slay is it's levels. It has broken off the limits, and women go there because it's the only time they can de-stress from the nonsense, the bull.
But they should stop going with the kids.
Do they go with kids?
I know, but
Some are bringing kids there.
no, I know, see,
But there was an incident, I think,
like
on
so-
last year's Duke and Slay. A lady dropped her child.
no.
Yeah.
Dropped.
There's a
What do you mean?
video.
What do you mean dropped? Like
Akatodona nemusoro mwana akarovera nemusoro.
akaberekwa.
Akaberekwa
Nechicarrier thingy.
kumberi. Mwana akatsvedza mai vachifarisa.
Maiva
don't
jamba
know,
maspiga. No, those levels, no.
Yeah, but
there
but
was this.
why are they allowing kids in that?
I don't know why-
Because it's
They
like
are
loud
not
music.
supposed to
Right?
allow
It's
kids.
allowed.
Are they
It's-
allowing
it's-
kids? I
it's
didn't
loud
know that they allowed
music.
kids.
They are allowing kids. Some of the ladies are bringing their kids there. And I think it's wrong.
No, it's wrong. It's because Duke and Slay is a different concept from. Remember, there was that one. What was it called? The cookout. I think it was called the cookout.
Yeah, but the cookout is for everybody, right?
Yes, cookout. You could bring your family and every. It was like a proper cookout.
Yeah.
Duke and Slay, no, it's different because you don't do that because you are drinking the heck. You can't go.
And
with
a
the
lot of
kids.
women are dressed inappropriately.
I mean, it's women.
It's not
I'm
the best.
Behaving, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
And your child has to watch you doing all those things.
Yeah, so it's a no. Don't take your kids to Duke and what are you doing? Don't take your kids there. But
Yeah.
it is an event. Anzi? They're being rewarded by taking their kids. Ishaka, iwo kana uchizoti wakuna noti mskanzwa.
Kuti wamskanzwa.
Well, mskanzwa wachona ndutaura is not like that
Okay.
because that would be scary. Okay. But mskanzwa ndutaura kuti pane mango ma dance moves soka. Asingaitwe pamberi pevanhu.
Okay, you got some of those? You have some ukuthi azi ningiri PG, azi PG.
Let's just say
15, PG.
I know where to dance what.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we know where to dance it. So yeah, that's with Duke and Slay. And I think each time they host it, it's bigger and better every time.
Yeah, it is. There's a guy called Kundai Chitima. You know him. He's a travel blogger. He's on YouTube.
Okay.
He posts videos. He goes places and he just showcases. People doing their thing or tourist destinations, that sort of thing. He came out and said, I saw that on, what did I see? Yeah, he was just complaining how they didn't allow him to shoot at the Great Zimbabwe. I think he drove there and then he wanted to do
a local guy.
Yeah, it's a local.
Akarambidzwa kufilma.
Yeah, and then wakamurambidza kufilma zvanzi apamiwe panapa. So that's unfortunate because I think he was making comparison with Wodemaya. Wodemaya was here. Wodemaya is what? Is he Ugandan? Where is he from? He's like the biggest. Yeah.
I think
He's like the
he's
biggest
from Uganda.
YouTuber.
I remember him now. Yeah.
That dude there.
Yeah.
So he was just making a comparison. When he came, they allowed him to do drones and all sorts of stuff. But local bloggers, fans are, which is unfortunate because people must realize that a lot of these guys who are doing this content, it's going all across the world.
But that's a shot in the foot for our tourism.
Yeah.
Basically, like who else is going to tell our story?
Yeah. I'm wanting to think that maybe he didn't seek permission before he went. I don't see any reason why Zimpax would have a problem with someone marketing the country. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
I
when
don't
you
know.
when you say permission, because this is where we go to Great Zimbabwe, we've walked there and
Yeah,
gone
people
to the
take
Great Exhibition,
pictures.
people take videos and pictures. Was it the drone aspect that was the issue?
I don't know. Maybe it was like the full-fledged big cameras. I have no idea. But usually you go to Vic Falls, you go with your camera, right?
Yeah.
You go places. So I'm.
Do you need
I'm
permission
keen-
to film in those
I'm
places?
keen
Because
to
then
understand. If you're filming for commercial purposes, maybe they might question you. You know, why are you filming at this level, type thing.
so it's the cameras.
Yeah, you know, if you go in there with a full rig of, you know, camera crew and you're going to shoot, I would think the thing that you do is probably just seek permission. Just let them know that I'm this and that, and then we're doing this and that.
I think
It
I've
shouldn't
seen
be a
this guy
problem.
actually on YouTube. He like interviews Zimbabweans who have built homes, or Zimbabweans in the diaspora
Yeah, real
and
estates,
stuff.
this,
And
that,
then
yeah,
they,
that's all sorts of
yeah.
stuff,
I think I've seen him.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to know, like, if we went and we wanted to shoot at the Victoria Falls, right, or showcase it, that'd be nice, right? Because we have people
It would be
all
nice,
over the
but
place who
now
watch our show.
with what just
So-
happened, it's almost as if they say if it's your phone, it's fine.
Yeah.
But once they see,
So I think we need to seek clarity on what exactly happened and why they refused him to shoot.
because that would be so
because-
unfair.
Yeah.
So
Because, like, what's the worst you can do with the footage?
sakatorist akaenda ku Great Zimbabwe ane makamera vanomurambidza.
Good question.
Eh.
Good question. Yeah, but you find like
Maybe they sought
but
permission.
You see, Top Gear and stuff, they have to seek all sorts of permissions because they're
Now we
foreigners.
have my countries like appreciating these people. You know about that guy, the African finder.
Isha, that story is painful.
He was appointed the brand ambassador for
South Africa.
Visit South Africa.
Oh yeah. He actually also
Imagine.
mentioned it in that same rant.
And he's our own. He could be doing that for Zimbabwe, but
Yeah. So I think the authorities here don't realize the power of social media. I don't know how old the people who are running these organizations
I want to
are,
say a
but,
lot of things.
but social media is like, this is the way. The who? What are you saying? Okay.
don't worry.
If we repeat
Why are you
that,
censoring? This is a
no, it's you know
you're
what?
censoring the podcast.
Bako is a menace.
Yes, he is, and he instigates stuff, and he just throws like a bomb there. Do you hear where he's going? Do you hear where he's going?
Yeah, I mean, over 60 is fine for a minister. It's not a problem. But
Until
it depends,
what
minister of
age?
what?
Until no, wait.
I'm saying because the minister of youth. What is it?
No. He's just basically saying. It then comes the question mark about the age of the ministers. Do they understand the marketing aspect of certain
Yeah, and the power
things
of
and
social
the power
media.
of social media, right?
Yeah.
The minister of tourism is a young lady. She's not old.
Right.
Yes, so she knows these things.
Mm-hmm.
Why she's not implementing, we don't know. We don't know the reasons or the reservations that she has for doing the things that she
Yeah,
does.
so-
And then there's the ZTA, which is a board that represents the whole tourism aspect. It's the face of.
Tourism, of Zimbabwean tourism.
Yes, of Zimbabwean tourism. So you've got influencers, you've got creators who want to create this content.
Yeah.
You've got creators, you've got influencers who want to be included and involved.
And most of the time they want to do it for free.
Sha, all I want is a room or a holiday.
Yeah.
Take me to Vic Falls. I'll film this and I'll do this. I've got such and such a number of followers. And, like the stats that you check on your page, it
Yeah.
shows you who's watching from
regions,
where, the regions,
The demographic.
yes, the genders and everything. So you can tell, okay, I've got 5% from UK that are watching my page, and I can reach those 5% and encourage them to, hey, visit Zimbabwe.
That's it.
But we're not being utilized, we're not being used. Like artists should be all over that place.
Yeah. And I think ZTA has a role to play
They do.
in making
they
sure
do.
that all the line ministries are supporting the vision. Because you find like Zimpax falls under Ministry of what? Wildlife, whatever. Forest, I don't know. Yeah, that ministry. But you find that the people there might not be very up to date with what's going on.
No, but it's
and it
not
might-
good
it
they're
might
not
be-
up to date. I think some of them are up to date because there's young people within those offices. So to say they are not up to date will be untrue.
All right. The simple solution is let's get old people in these places where, we need strategy and people who understand the power of social media.
Thank you. It's just to let them know this is what can be done. Yes.
So.
Navacho varinge vari muministry, are they being listened to? Because vanenge vari kumsoro kwachona, they are older. Do they listen to the young ones? Vanenge vari.
So that's the other thing. I know there's a way of thinking that has to be changed, but they are probably thinking, if it's working, why are you reinventing the wheel?
Yeah.
So according to them, we've got visitors that are coming to Zimbabwe. They are visiting.
Tourism is booming.
Tourism is booming, and da-da-da-da-da. And then you're like, okay, but we can still elevate it in this way.
Yeah.
It's like Bako coming to say to you, Danny, there's a camera pamsoro pe ceiling up. Unomvumile.
Yeah. I'm progressive. I want the new shit.
Bako, next episode. Fuda camera pa ceiling up.
That's a nice shot if you really think about it.
Yeah. Like an aerial view. And
that's a cool shot. That's a cool shot. Don't go to occasionally a drone shingo.
So yeah, if they have that mindset that, okay, let's try it out. Trial and error. Don't shoot it until you try it. Like, try it out and then we'll see. So we've got a long way to go.
Yeah. So talk to me. What were you...
Okay, so there's like a lot of current affairs issues happening, and I need I need you to explain a few things to me so that the understanding can be understandable.
Okay.
Right? There's like a trade war happening, and then there's
a bully,
a big bully, and this bully, we somehow need this bully. Right. So, it says here in April 2025, Zimbabwe implemented a suspension of all tariffs on goods originating from the United States.
But that's a joke, right? Because
how does
we don't do much trade with the United States.
So I was about to ask you you as a business person with the business that you do, hearing this, does this tickle your fancy? Does it excite you in any way in terms of...
I think it's symbolic because the bulk of Zimbabwean businesses trade with South Africa.
It's regional.
China,
it's regional. And a little bit
Asia. We don't do much business with America. So I think that was just maybe symbolic. I don't know. Because what do we get from
in
America?
good faith? Symbolic in good faith,
yeah.
like
to say, you're doing this whole thing, but we cool. We got no beef with nobody.
Okay.
Thing, but yeah, but nobody's gonna be excited about that because we don't deal with America like that. Back in the day, a lot of stuff used to come from Europe and stuff. Like our first airport, I think it's the Germans who built it. Back in the day, if I'm not mistaken. And so nowadays, the Chinese are doing everything: equipment, machinery, infrastructure. They're building airports for all over the world. They're doing everything.
All the countries.
Yeah. So you find the reason why it doesn't really make a lot of sense to get stuff from America is because it's overpriced. You can get whatever it is that you used to get from America. You can get it from China for half the price or a third of the price. So if you're a serious business person, America is going to be the last place where you look for stuff, unless if you're looking for patented stuff, which can only be found in America. And I don't know what that is.
That's what I'm saying. There's certain business. I know.
Because I know the Americans give us a lot of stuff in terms of software.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of software, if you trace where it's from America. Whether it's your Microsoft this or your whatever antiviruses and all sorts of stuff. But in terms of merchandise goods, it's very little. I would be very interested to know if it's even 5%.
I know it will assist those in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
That's one. Yeah, I think that's an industry that will actually benefit from this.
Because brands are important in terms of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So if I see a bath product from China and a bath product from America,
Yeah.
trust me, I'm getting the one
In that case, yes.
from America.
Yeah.
And we've got people who've got like my beauty stores, beauty shops and stuff that sell these bath and body products.
Yeah.
And
Even premium hair because it's made in America.
yes, in hair, like hair stuff and all. I think the beauty industry
Yeah.
is going to benefit quite a bit
Yeah, I
from
guess-
this.
I
The
guess
other industries, maybe not so much. Maybe the textile.
Nah.
No.
More India, Malaysia.
Oh wow.
Mauritius.
Okay. Right.
You know, nah.
So you wouldn't want to like buy a pair of jeans from America.
Yeah, but you see, this is not business, right? Like this is probably like personal stuff, right? Like
yeah.
you're not gonna go to America to buy stuff because most of the stuff in America is made in China. So you find all the big brands
Sure.
that
Takes us back to China.
you know what I mean? All the stuff that we go to buy in all these places, Zara, whatever stores and
But
whatever.
that's the trade war
It's
that's happening
all-
like currently with
Yeah.
China and America.
So America gets affected a lot.
They
if
do.
if they put tariffs on China, but the understanding is that also China also gets affected because a lot of businesses in China rely on the American market. But the question really is, who suffers the most if trade stops between China and America? Is it the Americans or is it the Chinese? I would like to think that the Chinese.
will suffer.
No.
Okay.
The
Because,
Chinese,
listen,
the Chinese supply the whole world.
They
with
do,
stuff.
and America is just one country.
Yeah,
So
America.
it's
America.
fine. If
yeah.
America doesn't want to deal with us, we have other countries that we can trade with.
Yeah, but of course,
Right.
Chinese.
But they need each
Chinese
other
people
somehow.
are business people.
Yes, they
any loss of value in business
Yeah.
affects you, right?
Yeah.
So if they're trading, because I think America is like one of their biggest markets. So it affects
It is
them.
because actually
understand?
it's the Americas, Europe as a whole. Because when you look at luxury brands in Africa, how many original luxury brand stores do we have? So
I think the issue of surpluses, right, is one of those issues where China makes more goods, right, at a better price than the Americans could ever.
yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? So this is why you find for China to buy a lot of American goods, it's probably not going to happen. It's probably going to be things like I don't know if it's petroleum or agricultural products
Yeah.
and these sort of things. And because a lot of the stuff, Americans buy more from China than the
they
Chinese
do.
want.
They do.
Even when you look at, because in America, for example, the motor industry is a big deal, right? But what Chinese people don't have an appetite to buy Ford trucks and all these things because they have a fledgling industry of their own. They have homemade brands of cars and
That
all sorts
function
of
well.
stuff. You know what I mean? They don't want to buy Chrysler. They can't buy Chrysler because you want us to balance each other off, because American products are very difficult to compete. Do you understand? Because labor costs are expensive in America. Everything is expensive. So if you come up with a product in America,
It's going to be costly.
it's going to be crazy expensive, So I don't think you can ever get a balance where, we buy stuff with 50 trillion from you, you buy with 50 trillion from us type thing. It's
It
not
won't
going to
balance.
happen.
It just won't
It's
balance.
never going to happen, So that's the reality on the ground. But
But you see, the way Trump put it, he made it seem like they don't need China.
yeah, that's the bully
Like,
part.
yes, like, no, we should be able to manufacture things ourselves. Yes, we're also trying to do the same here in Zimbabwe. Nika inovakwa,
Yeah.
never.
But that's what Dave
Right?
Chappelle says.
And everybody agrees to a certain extent because there's a certain level that we reach
Yeah.
because of the technology that we have
Yeah.
in this country. So yes, I'll be able to make this handbag, but it won't be as polished and as a finished product as what China will do.
Yeah.
Because of the machinery that they have, the manpower that they have, and then there's that competition now. Because making that handbag here in Zimbabwe will cost me.
Yeah.
It'll cost me a lot.
That's it.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, on a clip that I was listening to, he said, we want to wear Nikes. We don't want to make them shits. You understand?
Yes,
that?
we just want to.
Americans,
Please, let them
if
do what
Nike
they're
was
doing.
made in America, nobody could afford that.
Yeah.
It would be double the price because labor costs and labor laws in America, people get paid crazy amounts, per hour. People get paid, like regular workers get paid $20 an hour, for just showing up to work. You understand what I'm saying? So you can imagine if these people are making Nikes or caps or whatever other stuff, how expensive are those things going to be? That's the reality of the whole thing. This is why even American brands outsource labor and outsource manufacture of their goods in Vietnam, Indonesia, China, India, Pakistan.
And that's where the painful part is, because in the recent weeks on TikTok, it's been booming. These Chinese influencers or factory workers have just been
Americans
leaking.
stitching shoes. Americans stitching shoes. Make America great again.
But they're obese.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this is your factory, America.
Yeah.
You want to manufacture your own stuff. This is what it's going to look like, and that's how fast your workers are going to work, right? So they've just started leaking videos like, oh, you want the factory that makes clothes for Zara? This is the Chinese factory that does it. And then you discover that the Zara outfit that you bought for $200 really cost $20.
Yeah.
Or the one that cracked me on TikTok was what Anzi, when slay queens discover that the handbag that they opened their legs for is 500 rand.
Yeah.
Because I think South Africans were really hit hard with this exposure of how much things really cost. And then now the question is,
where did you find this exposure? What did it say? You were telling me about this.
Yeah, so it just said China was now retaliating based on what the big bully said.
Yeah.
We don't need China. The vice president, I actually said, why do you want to go back to those peasants? What?
Yeah.
Peasant? Me? Yeah. I show you. I'll show you. Yeah. So they just started leaking information. Like, listen, all those luxury brands that you are buying are not really luxury. It's just a name.
Yeah.
It's just a name, because we manufacture 70% of the product.
Yeah.
And then it gets finished off in Italy.
Yeah.
It gets finished off.
They just do the finishing touches and then they write made in France.
Made in
Italy.
The tag was made in Italy. Probably the tag was even made in China.
Yeah.
But
that's it. Yeah. The tag that says made in Italy was made in China.
made in China. And then maybe either they just sew it on.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Or they finish off the handbag, or they finish off the shoe and all of that. And then all of a sudden it's just a luxury brand. So what does that mean? Where does that leave us? Is it all vanity? Yeah. I wanted a Louis V, my guy. I was working towards it.
So what was that going to do for you?
There's just a certain...
Are you able to go in there, get it without taking a single picture, and then take it home and feel satisfied? Or there's to be an aspect of you going to buy
listen, the feel good about it was, it's real. It's not a dupe.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like...
I wasn't going to post it. And then... No. I've never done that.
Right.
Unless it's like a PR package. That I will do because But I've never bought something and be like, "Ooh, look what I bought."
Yeah.
No,
because a lot of people
cringe.
buy these things, not so much that they get the gratification from the actual product, but from people knowing that they bought the product.
Yes. So from people knowing.
Yeah. So which means you have to shoot and.
No. For me, it was just like, ooh, I own a Louis V, I own a Gucci, I own a YSL. I've got an Hermes, I got a Kelly, I got a Birkin. Right. It was just that feel. Yeah, so I was saving. I actually have a picture of the Louis V bag that I wanted to buy. Now I'm thinking,
How much was it?
500 rand.
It's actual cost.
How much was it? 30,000 rand?
No, its actual cost is probably like 1,000 rand, maybe.
1,000 rand? Or cost of production?
Cost of production.
Of production, yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Cost of production. But EO Pachayo on the website, it was like 8,000. And it's a tiny bag.
8,000
US.
8,000 US. So you wanted to buy this $8,000 US bag?
I did, but for Kungoti Neniu.
Becky.
Yeah.
Famba wakatakura Honda Fit.
$8,000. It could be $8,000.
Remember we spoke about this before? but with hair.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so, but I think this leaking of information has saved a lot of pressure for some of us. I'm now at pressure 0.
Okay.
Yes, I'm happy for you that you own those bags and everything. And the desire then to get that bag is gone. I'm okay with my Dory. You know Dory? Yes, our local brand.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I'm going to go to Dory and just get myself a bag.
So why don't you collaborate with Dorian and come up with like a
That's
Becky
just a plan.
K,
I'm going to be in touch with
Becky
them.
K,
Like a bag.
range of handbags where
Yes.
you help them design them.
Yes, I think I will definitely do that.
And you do a collab.
Yes, because I actually have a Dory bag that I inherited from my mom. I looked at it today and I said, Dory, you are the OG.
Go do a collab. The Becky K and Dory collab
Yes, the
coming
Becky K.
soon.
Will you buy it for your wife, though?
She-
Okay,
One
cool.
time.
Yes. My nigga.
I got
Sure.
you. Yeah.
Wonderful. Aren't you going to go douche because you support?
I'm very supportive.
Very supportive. Yeah, so I don't know how this trade war is going to end, but it's all out in the open now. People actually know the real value of things, cost of production. But in this show, guys, pane cost of production,
Yeah.
but makapa is 20,000.
I'm very interested to see. I don't even know how Trump is going to back down, because I don't think the Chinese are going to back down,
No, they're not
because they're
backing
very
down.
proud.
They are
and-
actually saying, you
and
know
I
what,
think if
do what
anything,
you want to do.
if anything, American small businesses suffer the most out of this, because with China, I think for China it's very easy to convert that lost business and channel it elsewhere, because China is the factory of the world.
Yeah.
So they can easily reorient that over time. Of course, it's not going to be quick. It's going to take a lot of time, but it's possible. But American businesses are suffering, because you get a lot of the little business people who have come up with inventions, little spoons, little colorful spoons that they have patents on, and these sort of things, and then they're
But
selling those things on
bespoke products
Amazon,
still,
and they're selling them in retail stores.
It still has a market.
It's things that they can't make in America
Yeah.
at all because of the
yes.
cost. It's in fact not just the cost, even the tooling. American companies don't have some of this equipment
That's the
needed
thing.
to make these things efficiently and at a good price.
Yeah.
So,
But then what do you think is going to happen now to those brands? Are they still going to sell them at that price?
no, the prices have to go up. These tariffs will affect American consumers, because for as long as the Americans want the goods, the people who bring in the goods are going to bring them at a higher price. So they're going to put up the prices. It's very simple.
Yeah, America is going to suffer more because even people are going to lose jobs.
Yeah. So let's see how that goes. But
wow.
yeah,
Reduced sales.
it's not looking good. You know, Tesla shares have gone down since January by 35%. Tesla.
Because of this new Japanese car that was released.
Well, no, not so much just that. I mean,
What was
BYD is not available in America, so it can't give Tesla competition in America. A lot of these high flying Chinese brands are not allowed in America. You know, they do all these crazy tariffs and also just to protect the local players, Tesla in them. But I think it has to do with also the fact that Musk is playing a very big role in this Trump government.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of it has
No,
to
but
do
we
with
saw that
people just
happening, even
demonstrating
during the
against
campaigns. Yeah.
the brand. Yeah. So the brand has really taken a knock because of Musk's involvement in Trump's government. So, but on the flip side, BYD is bringing out crazy new technologies, crazy new battery technologies, batteries with longer range and that sort of thing. So now the market is open now. Tesla is now in trouble.
There's a Japanese car that I saw that functions similar to the Tesla, if not better.
Yeah, but see, the Japanese brands are quite pricey compared to the Chinese brands. So the Chinese are giving you that same tech for much less. So the competition in terms of EV, the biggest EV maker is now BYD, which is a Chinese brand. Build your dreams.
Damn.
Now imagine if they were allowed to bring their cars into America. Tesla would be dead. So it's a good thing that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen for Tesla.
No,
because
it's not. It's
because
not.
Trump is not
they're
gonna
still
allow it.
somehow protected, but still a very expensive car.
Yeah.
Still one. Where we at now? Okay, so we're done with that whole tax thingy. Which bank do you bank with, or are you allowed to mention?
I bank with a few.
You bank with a few. Okay. Did you ever bank with Stewart?
No.
I did when I first got. Wait, is that statement even proper to say? You know, like how when people talk about the initial stage of something, they say when I first started.
Yeah. That's fine.
That's proper. Okay. If I say when I first got back
Back from where?
from SA, coming back to Zim, that's what I'm asking.
Back in the 60s. When you came back. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm following. Tell me, you've been back for the past 40 years. Okay. Tell me, what happened when you go back? I'll wait.
Sha, it's only been
Sorry,
10
babe,
years.
child.
Sha, you know. Paneka time, ayoga. But
Party is
Taura
time.
about that period when
Yeah.
she came
it's
back.
like
Oh, so I'm waiting.
no, mfunzo wangu was on the grammar. Chete, because when I hear it, I cringe a little bit like, that almost doesn't sound right. That's why I was asking.
Oh, okay. No, grammatically is proper.
All right.
But whether we want to say it, when I got back, it could just start from when I was banking with your bank.
No, but I want to let you know the time frame and why I'm not familiar 100% with this case study.
All right, cool.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Eh.
Got it, my Yvonne.
Aw.
Tell us.
What time is it? Okay. So this deal happened in 2013, right?
Okay.
Then I started banking with Stewart Bank 2016.
Right.
And I knew it as Stewart Bank. But now reading through and everything, what is TN Cyber Bank? Cyber Tech Bank. What's that?
I don't know.
It's too long a name for a bank, one.
Yeah. It also does not.
Anambuya will not remember that name.
Yeah. I mean, in a country like Zim, where I think we are overbanked a bit, or we were. I think now we're okay. When you have big brands like CBZ, EcoBank, and all these solid banks,
Right.
Playing around with bank names is something that you want to think of before you do it. Because, for example, Stewart Bank. Stewart Bank, we all know it as the bank owned by Econet, right?
Yes.
From the time they took it over from Tawanda Nyambirai, and then it became, a bank owned by Econet in our view. I don't know which group, I don't know which company name, which subsidiary of Econet owned it or whatever. If it's Cassava or whatever, I don't know.
Right.
So, of course, Econet is a very reputable brand. It's a very big brand. So there's a lot of confidence that came from being a bank owned by Econet. So there's a lot of goodwill,
Right.
People,
So
people are not going to hesitate to go and bank with Stewart Bank because they know it's backed by Econet. Just like
Right.
Cabs is backed by Old Mutual. These are big corporates. Chances of such a bank going down are very low, if not next to impossible.
So this is almost like 12 years later.
Yeah. So Econet has decided to streamline its operations and then to concentrate on core businesses, right?
Okay.
They're a lot into now technology, the whole mobile money thing and whatever. So they decided that they no longer need a bank. And then so a deal was done.
They don't? Like
Yeah,
for real?
Apparently, yeah. So a deal was done where, Tawanda Nyambirai, who used to own TN Bank, which then turned to Stewart Bank.
Was he still part of Stewart Bank at this point? Or he had nothing to do with Stewart Bank?
I'll be lying with that one. But
Oh,
if he was still in there, he was a minority shareholder, if anything.
Okay.
I'm not
all
sure.
right, okay.
So now the bank is going back to Tawanda Nyambirai, right? So if I were him, I would think the logical thing to do is to keep it as Stewart Bank because
Thank
Stewart
you.
Bank is a big brand,
It is.
there's confidence that comes from that. Even though Econet has pulled out, a lot of people are not going to know that different. The
So tell me,
nitty-gritties of it all.
if if Econet has pulled out, what then supports the whole system of?
No, I think they're a registered financial institution as a
Oh,
mobile
then-
money
okay,
service
they-
provider.
okay,
I think
okay,
they're
okay,
good.
cool,
They're
cool.
good.
So they're
with that.
good.
In terms of regulatory
Yeah.
approvals and whatever. I think they're fine. They don't need a bank. I think initially maybe they thought they needed a bank, and maybe they did.
maybe
or I don't know.
at that
they probably don't
time-
need it anymore. Yeah.
Okay. So do you think it's like Andabo? Or
Yeah, so he got his bank back, and then now it's called TN Cybertech Bank. It's very complicated.
I'm
It's a very complicated sounding name.
so for me,
and-
when I think TN,
there's a bit of trauma
I think
because
TN Bakery.
there's a lot of a lot of flashbacks because some of these TN
Didn't work
companies
out.
didn't work out, and then they closed shop, right?
So why am I supposed to trust a bank?
This,
TN?
this is the thing. So Tawanda Nyambra explained that it's not the first bank that has been named after its founder. JP Morgan, he mentioned JP Morgan in America, Barclays, these are all named after people.
Yes, but they are brands.
Yeah, but how do you start a brand? You have to create one, and then
How long did it take Stewart Bank to create its name? 12 years.
See,
12 years. So is he willing to go through another 12 years to get that name to stick?
but
It's no longer
he's saying
Stewart,
he
it's
has
now
over
TN.
3 decades experience in banking, and he has some goodwill of his own as a banker, and he's saying that's enough to support his vision.
Did you know this gentleman?
No,
Okay.
we wanted him on the show. What happened? We still want him.
I think it would be good for
It'd be
him
good
to
if he came
explain.
to the show.
Because if you are done with whatever it is that you were doing and it has created a brand, I would take it back, but continue with that name.
What if-
and then the new management will just show
Okay, what if-
Masamba change.
What if the owners of the brand Stewart Bank
Don't want with
don't
their
want
name.
to their name? Nobody's talking about that. What if the economic people said this is our brand?
Still Stewart Bank after all this.
What's that?
Will they continue having Stewart Bank, or they're done with Stewart? Like Stewart Bank, dearly beloved.
You know how you start off with a brand, and then you can decide to kill it. I can decide that I don't want you to carry it forward. If you came up and wanted to start something with a brand, it's still my brand. I just want it to stay dead. Just like, for example, if somebody wanted to start a bank called Zimbank, because I thought Zimbank was a cool name, right?
It was the dopest.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool name. If somebody came today and then
But
they
now
wanted
it
to start
can't, yeah.
Zimbank, I think the people of ZB Holdings will say you can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was their name. They're not using it, but it's still their name.
They'll probably say it's still in our abbreviation. We just don't use the full
Yeah.
name or whatever.
So it's a bit complicated from that perspective. But I like the fact that we can also name our own banks.
So start one.
Denny
J
DJ,
Bank.
the DJ Bank, or
The DJ
Becky
Bank.
K Bank. So I get the idea,
The
but
Becky K Bank.
Bank
Yeah.
has a good ring to it, though.
It does.
yeah,
But the
DJ
DJ.
Bank.
yeah.
Becky K
but
Bank.
But the
it's
DJ Bank,
yeah, it's just that in terms of banking, yeah, in terms of banking, I think confidence is a very big part of banking. You
I
have
see
to have a
people
big
pulling
brand.
out their accounts.
Yeah, I've got a feeling, but that would be terrible because
What is
this is an
cybertech?
this is an
Bank.
indigenous
Muta say
business
bank
person
manje.
who has a bank.
Jenny, Muta say cybertech bank. Bank Muta say.
I don't know. I think the future is in cyber tech. I don't know, but hopefully,
You should see your face even. You don't believe
okay,
what you are saying.
hopefully he's gonna come to the show, and then it'll be nice to have a chat. Because I think as a business person, he's done pretty well. With,
Yeah.
Tawanda Nyambirai. And it's always nice to see how people doing the things.
That's what I'm saying. I hope we can get him so that we can actually ask the questions and
I'm sure
hopefully
he
he'll
has all
have
the
the answers
Yeah.
for us. While we're on that whole cyber tech and technology and everything, Strive Masiwa is doing big things or wants to do big things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The deal with NVIDIA. Tell us.
It's what's her name? Ruvimbo, tell
Super.
us.
Yeah, Strive Masiwa is partnered with NVIDIA to
to bring some AI factory
Yeah.
or something. And my concern with that, in as much as it is a good thing, I was speaking to, just a backstory, I was speaking to a lady who launched an app, it's a brand called Ndasenda Pay that allows civil servants, but now I think it's trickling into those even in the private sector,
Yeah.
to purchase things on credit. You know, like how SA
Oh, yeah,
has
SSB,
like a...
that SSB
Yes.
facility, stop order
Yeah. So
facility.
they are bringing in also equipment, but from the UK and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this equipment, UK has been using it
Okay.
for some time, but for us it will be new.
So tukupiwa mazichke.
No, not
Equipment.
Oh my gosh, not Mazichke, man. Not Mazichke. It's
Okay, brand new equipment
Brand new
from
equipment
England.
from England.
Right.
But it's equipment that England knows how to use already.
Okay.
It's not like, oh, when they see it, it's like, hey,
Alright,
what is
but
this?
to us it's
But
innovative.
to us, it's innovative. It'll be.
Yeah.
And I asked her, I said, hey, will Africa ever come out of this? She's like, in the next 10, 15 years, maybe, because that's how far behind we are in terms of technology
Yeah.
and stuff. So that's where my concern is, that you've got companies like this who are really trying to bring Zim up to speed. Like, listen, there's this new technology, get onto it, do this. UK is using it, they've been using it.
Yeah, well, what's the difference with this sender from all the other money transfer things?
You are able to purchase stuff on credit.
On credit?
Yes.
Through the app?
Through the app, yes.
For as long as you're a government employee?
As long as you're a government employee, they can scan you through, they can assess you and know if you're eligible to, get the stuff that you want. And without going too far into detail, if you compare the lifestyle of a 30-year-old Zimbabwean and a 30-year-old South African, two different lives.
What's the difference?
The accessibility to credit,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
right? And here, if you see me with a motor car, my guy, I paid it in full.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And in most countries, even in America, they're actually saying it's pointless. Why am I buying a car cash?
Yeah.
It's a depleting. It
yeah.
depletes in value. It's not like an appreciating asset. It's a depletion asset. Like
Yeah.
get it on credit, pay it all.
There was a time when, there used to be, I think Stanek, a division of Stanbic Bank.
Okay.
They would give out, plant machinery, vehicle finance. And it was like a thing back in the
And then it stopped somehow,
90s
right?
or whatever, yeah.
Yes.
And then I think all it has to do with the economic decline and the loss of value of our money and so on. And
Oh, yeah,
then
that does
kind of-
contribute, yeah.
that kind of made it difficult for you to lend and expect to get
Because
your
like
money back.
how do I know that the money I lent to you will come back the same value?
Yeah,
It
but you
might
see,
even
in
be
South
lower.
Africa, if you own a car, say a Mercedes or whatever, and it's a 2021,
Yeah.
when the new one comes out, you can just go trade in the
you can
one
just
and
go
then
trade in the one
continue on
and
your
you can-
finance.
That's the thing, and it just.
So you're always up to date. But Zimbabwe
I
Mall-
understand the frustrations of the young people of us because I'm young.
Okay,
Yes.
you're young.
Yes.
Okay.
Then somehow we can't really put the blame pani system yedu.
No, but our systems need to improve.
But then inimi vanhu vacho also,
Yeah.
when you get loans from the people
Ambadari.
who are willing, amubhadhari. Tarisai kuti izvezvi vanhu vangani vari kurondwa nezim loan $20.
Dzosera $20.
Suffering. So imagine kuti ndiani anenge achida kuuya kuzoinvesta to have maybe a microfinance or whatever.
No, but you see,
Vanopa vanhu maloans.
they then assess you. They tell you bring a pay slip. They bring your bank details, your statements and everything. Tiwone kuti, are you a good person?
Pay back loans and so.
Yeah, they actually don't, because a lot of I think it also has to do with the fact that Zimbabwe is an informal economy. A lot of the people who are hustlers, the people who are employed, are less than, what did the professor say? I think 15% or something like that are formally employed or something like
employed.
that. I don't remember the figures, yeah. So the bulk of the people are formally employed. So these are people who have unstable jobs.
So anything
So
can happen.
yeah, so if you lend money to someone like that,
Wanyura,
you don't know,
watonyura.
you know. But if people were working in the formal economy, then it'll be easy, you know, to extend credit.
Yeah, so it would be nice to have that kind of system back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it would be.
And to all. So with that in mind, that we are 10, 15 years behind, Strive and NVIDIA are doing this collaboration. They want to bring this AI factory.
Yeah, I think what it is it's just like super computing, right? You know, AI needs a lot of data. Do you get it? Like crazy amounts of data for you to operate AI meaningfully.
Yeah, so that means their data systems have to be...
Yeah, so these cloud servers and all this other tech, it's getting ready for the new revolution, an AI revolution for Africa. And Strive Masiwa is at the forefront of it.
It sounds good, Danny. It really does.
Yeah, I like you know, I like how innovative Strive Masiwa has been. I think when he started off, it was the mobile telecommunication service, right? But he quickly realized that voice over, you know, the voice over internet protocol, which is what WhatsApp and all these things do. He realized that data is going to be cheap and people are going to be able to communicate without using the mobile infrastructure. You know, like now you don't make a phone call because a phone call is expensive. You make a WhatsApp call.
Yeah.
And when you make a WhatsApp call, Econet does not make money. They just make money from data. You don't go take a bundle. You can call people as much as you want and so on. So there's no more money in voice, in mobile. So then, you know, he saw the vision of EcoCash, right? And he was leveraging on the infrastructure of the mobile telecommunications to then come up with a money sending and money receiving service.
Yep.
You know, based on that company in West Africa. I think it's M-Pesa or something. Yeah.
Okay.
And then from there, the future was in data. So he started buying all these data centers in South Africa. He bought quite a number of data centers which used to belong to, was it a mobile company or some bank?
Okay.
So he's been building this cloud server. He's been buying these clouds. What do they call it? Yeah, cloud servers, and buying all this infrastructure across Africa.
And this
Same
is just
with
to
Liquid.
improve
Same
African
with
data
Liquid.
centers there.
Liquid. He came up with Liquid. He's put fiber all across Africa.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so all this works with this vision, because he has the most fiber across Africa in terms of big data. Companies use big data, so they want capacity, and he has capacity. He also has cloud servers. He also has all the stuff. So he set up his whole thing, and he planned for the next stage, which is AI.
So he's been planning this, according to what you're saying.
He keeps his ears to the streets.
Right.
Yeah, because AI is now the next big thing, right?
It is.
The next big frontier, so he's betting big on that. And it's going to pay out.
How long do you
So
think it's gonna
kudos
take?
to Strive Masiwa.
Yeah. How
It would
long
be
do you
nice
think
if we had Strive Masiwa on the show. Imagine that happening.
Yeesh.
Turn to England. Tell the Bali we can come to England because he stays in England now, right? He's based, I think, in
Hey,
England.
so let's go.
Yeah, we'll go. Somebody tell the
I think
the big man.
I think the
we'll
important
come.
thing is
We'll come for this interview to
we
England.
need to be there, and then you say hi. We are in town.
Oh, okay, we're there. No, we can actually just go for it.
Washika panjimbo tauya.
Could let him explain that because he does interviews. He's done a number of interviews with
I don't think he'll
international.
deny.
Yeah,
fellow
but he has to
Zimbabweans.
do with Zimbabwe. He hasn't done it with any
done.
Zimbabwean
No.
organization or media.
Let's do the workshop.
Let's do it. I think we're cool. I think we're a very
tracking.
cool platform for these sort of things.
So if this works out, or when it works out, let me try and be positive about this.
Yeah.
When it works out, that means our data systems are going to function better. We're going to have like proper systems. We're going to have a system
Yeah.
that actually works.
Yeah. I think the market is big corporates, right?
Yes.
That's what he's targeting.
Obviously.
And that's where the money
Obviously.
is all across Africa. And with this partnership, NVIDIA is like the biggest chip maker in America. They've got all that high tech. They're like the guys. So it's a very big collaboration.
If you say so. Indangoti, while we are waiting for it to happen, let's equip ourselves.
It's happening
also.
right now.
Let's equip ourselves for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AI, I think people underestimate the power of AI. And I think now is a good time to really learn, because a lot of the stuff that we go to school for, you are able to access it with the AI on your phone.
Yeah, you are. But isn't it making us lazy, though?
It's making things work faster and better.
It's making things work faster and better, but
employment is going to be lost.
it's going...
Yeah, you know. But we can't stop
not even a
technology
little
because you want to keep employment. I don't know. Is that a thing? I mean, do we stifle innovation because we want to keep jobs?
But you know what? There are certain traditional things that AI shouldn't be able to wipe out.
Yeah, I mean there are jobs that AI can't. AI can't pick cotton in a field. AI can't drive a truck.
Cotton picking.
You see? And then overall deliver to market because you have self-driving technology already.
Yes, and they'll have like rails in the air and everything, and you know.
They'll still need the guy to switch it all on
At
the beginning of the day.
Just one guy. Thank you. Just one guy to press start.
And the guy to service it, because AI is not going to service this equipment.
Yeah, so it's just a few jobs that will be saved and all, but so it's a good bad.
Yeah. Technology must go on.
Oh, it's a bad good. It's a good. Yeah. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Sure. Bringing it back home again, the Mbaramsika Open. Well, it's done. I don't know if it's open yet. Are they back at it?
What is it called?
It's open.
What is it called?
The official opening. The president was there.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that the place that got bent down is the one that was constructed.
Apparently not, because I also thought that was it.
So this was a separate thing that was built. The bent part is still there.
So they built around it.
Or next to it.
What did they do, Bako?
Next, it's a different place altogether that they built. So the bent part, they are still working on that, right? They're going to renovate it. They've got plans for it.
Yeah. No, I was hearing them, discuss the whole thing, and I was like, okay, it sounds good. They've created this clean new market for the traders at Mbaramsika, and for me, I see it as a good thing.
Yeah.
That we are going to go and buy our veggies, which we all do. I'm sure most of us. I
stand on fruit and veggies. It's not my problems.
Time But speaking of fruit and veg, I want to go to that one that everyone is talking about. Food lovers.
Where's
they go
that?
Greendale. Because apparently it's just
Greendale.
it's different from all the
Oh
other
right,
food lover
yeah, I think so.
stores.
I think that's the very first one. Right?
Go Greendale.
What do they call it? It's got a name. Honeydew.
Honeydew. Oh yes. So the honeydew one. So yeah, I'm yet to go and do so. I used to just buy little things, not go to
Yeah.
grocery.
And apparently I also heard that prices are better there.
But why are they different when it's food lovers? Food lovers, Avondale, food lovers, Borodale. They should.
I don't know.
They should have the same.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Anyway, so Mbare Msika now, as it has a new name, Mbare Market.
What is it called? There's a name.
Hub. You my hub.
So what was the story with the charges? Were people complaining?
Yes, apparently people were complaining, saying Paruku Dura. They're being charged $30 a week.
Okay, for what? A table?
Or at a booth, a cubicle.
Okay, so
I think we actually need to see the actual pictures of what.
do you have the
they
pictures?
built.
Wow.
Do we have pictures, Bako?
Okay, Bako, we'll put
Yeah.
pictures on the screen.
Or of what they.
Let
me see.
I think it's just space. Ane table, anoisa table. Adakuisa cage, cage. So you're just getting space. And I think you put what you want to put there.
Or there's no demarcation or anything.
They should be. I think for the open ground. Then waningawachi and is demarcation.
Yeah, so the people who were complaining about the charges.
Yeah, so they're saying vendors were crying foul. It's expensive. And I'm thinking, that place is beautiful. It needs to be maintained.
Yeah.
Because tikakuchipisirai mnongona kuti bata uyanga food.
Yeah.
Because a food market has to be clean.
But Mbare is Mbare though.
But it still has to. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Why does Mbare have to be? But it's Mbare, man.
No, Mbare yagara yanga ine vibe yayo.
Yeah, but vibe yayo can be vibe
That's
with
why the
really
people
clean.
are complaining because they cannot afford this. Vajaira zvinhu zvavo. Not good to okay, fine. The cleanliness part here.
Eh,
But then it's now expensive because now munhu akubhadhara dollar every visit to the toilet.
Yeah. So
Zvichangoramba zvakadaro.
so about that.
wow.
Yeah. And you, Becky, you go to the toilet 7 times. You need at least $5. You need at least $5 a day.
If you can't afford to use the toilet, vachashandisa chinyi.
You need $5 a day just for your loo.
Nah, I'm thinking people with bladder issues,
Yeah.
diabetes.
And if you develop diarrhea, don't even go to work.
Yes, just stay at home. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What does I say?
But we must
What
hustle.
does I say? But listen, my bathrooms are where they were not paying.
Yeah.
So
I think, I'm not sure because I didn't research it, but I'm thinking, was this not a build, operate, transfer setup where private contractors are given the contract to build and then they need to recoup their money over a set period? And this is why they're charging commercial rates for this.
So they like calculated with the
In 10 years or 15 years or 20 years.
because okay,
they'll
my
have-
traders kumbare market vangani 3,000.
It's a good question because this,
Vanashkanga, how
apparently
many?
this is a new market.
It's a new market. It will sit
I
how
don't know.
many?
That's a good question. I don't know. But we'll find out. And then we'll get back to the people.
Because if it's $30 a week, that's what 120 a month plus minus, depending on the number of weeks. The month they have.
And these, I think I'm imagining these are like tables.
Yeah, I tried to look for a picture. I'm sure Bako will have a better one.
Yeah.
For the
Then you put it
viewers.
on the screen for
But
the
what
peeps.
I'm seeing, I'm just seeing the market. Pakanara.
Pane demarcation yema-lines though. Ndikuona pane ma-lines.
Oh, I'm seeing trusses. I'm seeing lines. So yeah, it was really thought out. Kuti, we want a system that functions really well for the market to function with its Mbare vibe, but just cleaner, healthier. A cleaner, healthier space to do your tradings.
And Bank ABC, vakaisa a kiosk there also.
Oh, so they can bank their.
Yeah.
You see, system. Denny, system.
Are the people going to bank?
They should.
I don't think so.
Because listen, they are trying to formalize the informal. Like, okay, fine, yes, you are informal. Cubicle kako is not even registered. Okay. But chibenka
What's the motivation?
Usachengete.
Okay, it's $100 in bank. Mangwana got tora. Ninga 90 something.
4%.
aibiwe unoenda kumba nemari kubiwa.
See, so there are so many things that hinder people from banking. It would be nice if people banked, but
They're just trying to formalize things. And I think also the whole cashless thing that is happening everywhere else around the world, except in certain African countries.
yeah, because they're charging premiums in Africa, in Zimbabwe rather. It's premiums, you know. People in South Africa prefer to be paid via EFT.
Yeah.
It's all electronic.
But what if
Because-
we
because
start
there are
somewhere
no-
and teach
There
the
no, I'll
system?
give you an example of FNB. FNB, I think a business account, you pay, I think 250 Rand a month, right? Or something like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure. 250 Rand a month. And then there are no more charges. No matter how many transactions you do, even if
Just
you do
pay
a
your
million,
250
1,000
a month,
transactions, 250 is enough. So now, Panapa, you are charged on each and every transaction. So banks are making money from charges.
I'm saying damn a
This
lot.
is why.
Can you bleep the dams?
This is why, you know, this is why banks are reluctant to lend, because the business of banks is lending. You understand? The original model of banks is lending money. You guys deposit money. The bank takes the money,
And
lends
lends it
it.
out.
It onward lends. But in Zimbabwe, it's very difficult. Banks are not lending money as much as they should, right? Because they don't need to. All they have to do is wait for Becky to deposit their money, and then they're going to kill on charges. They're going to survive on charges. So banks are surviving on charges, but that's not how banks should operate. Banks should be creative. Yeah. You find the big banks, the number of deposits and the amounts that they are holding on to, and then you look at how much of that money they are lending. Very little. Very little is being lent because there's no need, Bank charges is enough. We end up at ATM for $500. I used to $10 or something, or $15 or something ridiculous.
They actually.
What $1,000 per bank? I think it's
Yeah.
like $25.
Yeah.
Kuno $1,000 yako. My charges are like $25. You understand? So,
I get
so
you. I
why are
get.
you banking? The Minister of Finance must look into this because you want to cultivate a culture of saving. You want people to want to bank. You understand?
But at this
But
point.
at this point, it doesn't make sense.
But doesn't it also work for them also go budisi mari because roof go 25.
Yeah, but also, no more banking should be you guys samari ku bank ka.
I should be able
I
to.
depreciate you guys samari to bank. If you put your money in the bank today
Supposed
and
to
you go to
depreciate.
England for a year, you guys have 5,000. Pauno zoka enenge ya 4.1
But
in
it's
6
supposed
months
to
or
be
whatever.
5.
It's supposed to be more.
Yeah.
When you put money in the bank, it must grow. The bank must pay you something for keeping your money in the bank. So this is why nobody uses the bank to keep money. They use it for transactional purposes because your suppliers are going to pay you through the bank.
Yeah,
So you cannot
So it's
escape.
just
But as soon as it goes in there, you won't go get your money.
go get your money.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Take it out.
so there are problems in how it's structured, and they must fix it so that they encourage people to bank, they encourage people to save, and look
So
up.
are you saying that Bank ABC kiosk is just going to sit there?
I don't know who's going to bank. I don't know what the deal is. I know informal traders, whenever they sell stuff, they need the money to buy the next batch. So at what point are they going to bank it? They don't have idle money sitting around. If you started off with $10 and over orders and say $10 or part 20, when the 20 comes, you're not going to bank the 10. You're going to invest the
You're going to
20.
invest the 20, the whole
You're going to keep
20.
reinvesting the 20, then the 14. So at what point are they going to bank?
Yeah, food for thought.
Yeah.
I just really thought it was just going to
So
create.
the governor of the Reserve
culture
Bank
of
must look into
banking.
this and encourage people to bank and also reduce charges for
Especially
withdrawing your money
reduced
from
charges. 'Cause if you-
ATMs.
like you said, if you want me to bank,
Yeah.
make it worth my time.
Yeah, make it worth my while because
Yeah.
the guys are grand rangi moment kada uritora ya 985. So I don't know. What's the point though? People would rather risk and just keep their money at the
And
house.
keep their money at the, yeah, but it's risky, Sha. It's risky business. Hey, but all the best to those Mbare traders.
Yeah.
All the best. I can't wait to just go and see how nice it looks. But yeah.
And the environment, the Environment Management Agency, EMA. EMA is accusing Harare City Council of discharging over 250 million liters of untreated sewage into Lake Chivero per day.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, and Lake Chivero is the city's primary water source.
That's
so
disgusting.
that's where all our water comes from. So who drinks tap water?
No, we buy our water.
Bako, you drink tap water?
I don't think anyone is drinking tap.
No, especially
Because
in
you don't
Harare.
Yeah.
I know like places like Mutara, you can drink water from the tap.
Or Victoria Falls. People in Victoria Falls, they drink.
Oh wow. Shao. Bulawayo, I'm not so sure you were once able to. I don't know at this point if you still can. Anagweru, Mashingo. I don't know with all the other towns. But Harare, are you mad? You the craze?
You're
In
drinking
Harare,
water
you
at
can't
your own
even
risk.
wash your whites with water from the tap.
You have to have
Mineral
How
water.
we had
You have to wash your whites with mineral water.
that's really expensive. Zichi, you have to put bicarb if you don't want it to stain. So you've got your water, your bicarb, and vinegar, white vinegar,
Oh, my expenses is there.
just to keep your whites clean. Yeah. So
So the moral of the story is don't have white clothes if you stay in Harare.
no. They must be more diligent with their work.
The mayor said our water meets WHO standards.
Lord
That was
Jesus.
his response to this. He said our water is fine.
That's lies.
No,
Anyway.
I think the solution, if he's saying the water is good, right? Gava isirwe mukapu vamwe on live television.
He'll do it.
And then what? Go and drink,
Sweeters.
and then go and drink some tablets after.
Yeah. For the show. So if you want to drink this water, guys, it's at your own risk. I don't know.
No, it's not just the drinking. You're brushing your teeth.
With the water.
You're brushing your teeth.
I brush with mineral water, bro. Saratoga.
Yeah.
You know Saratoga? You know that brand?
So you be doing what? Do you, Danny?
my face in that thing.
Okay, all right.
And the
Done.
jog, and the jog and everything. I do it.
Ah, lies.
What's his name? Ethan. What's his name?
I don't Zadugo. I don't know, but that trend
We
is
need
just
the
crazy.
That
evidence.
boy, that guy.
Do
the
it
guy
for
was
us,
trending.
please. I want to see.
We want
Yeah.
we want to see.
What time is the
We need
jog?
The evidence.
At 4 a.m.
All right.
What
okay.
time is the jog?
I'll
At
do
4.
it.
At 4.
I'm going to give you the clip.
Thank you.
Don't
And
go
we're
back.
holding you to
And
that.
don't go back to sleep.
Yeah.
After that.
Saratoga, what I can't.
Ijo.
All these other ones, I can't.
Yes, I can't. And you put eyes.
Saratoga, that sounds so Shona, right?
Yes, Saratoga. That's Saratoga.
Maybe it's a Shona guy who owns it. You must look it up. Hmm? Yeah, it's called Saratoga, isn't it? Yeah.
Let me just double check.
Yeah, and-
Because
and-
before I
and-
say an untruth.
Yeah, we know you.
But you started it.
So the sales of that water have skyrocketed because that guy.
Yes,
you
it's,
guys.
it's Saratoga water.
So you guys must look him up. What's his name? The guy.
I'm trying
You
to.
must look up his
I'm going to
Instagram.
get-
Crazy followers, crazy numbers. That video has raked in a whole lot of views. Just the guy who showing his morning routine.
Yeah, but this guy had a nice body.
So you wanna show us your morning routine, Becky? You do your own?
Shy. Right now, my morning routine is breast milk.
His name is Ashton Hall.
Yeah, Ashton Hall official. I think that's his Instagram page. Yeah, go check it out. Ndoma Hankira, Becky. Those are the guys.
I'm a married woman.
Those are the guys. Eh?
I'm a married woman. I'm a married woman.
So if you're a
I'm
married woman, you don't.
woman.
How don't put around Drew? Oh, that guy looks hot. Drew is a secure guy.
The closest I've said that is, hey, I got Chena.
Oh, not good to look at that butt.
No.
Oma wani, not a problem, but it.
No, but he can. I'll be like, hey, baby, wona. Yeah.
Oh,
I
but you understand,
actually-
you can't escape. She's nice.
Yeah, but so are dudes.
Yeah. So,
but-
so he can say, but you can't.
Yes. I'm very okay with it.
You can't say.
No, I won't.
Okay.
Yes. But no, agakachena sha. Deep down.
Are you okay with your woman doing that, complimenting another guy in your presence?
Like a guy on TV. Like, this guy is this is a hunk. This is a cute guy. Whatever.
Not on TV.
Oh, like
In real life, I
See you
think
by the
in real
shops
life,
and some
no. In real
fine
life,
guy
you
walks
not
past.
say. But Ashton is on TV, basically.
But background does it.
I
I think the only man that the guys couldn't say anything about was Aaron Pierre. It's fine, whatever. My guy, I first saw. Okay, I didn't know he had been acting for a while. I didn't know any of the stuff that he had been acting in. But I watched NZG Rebel Ridge.
I don't even know what that is.
Hey, my gosh! And he's right at the beginning. Of
I
the
never
mo-
saw that.
oh, his eyes.
Remember, is he hot like that?
Not my type.
Suga.
I swear.
Hey, Babo.
Muscles don't do anything.
Becky,
No,
that
not
guy's
muscles.
okay.
Face. We're talking face.
munhu wechirume ka afane kubva aita fine kubva anyanyonaka
I'm trying to say, you
anataka
being.
kushata kame kakushata so kekuti ukaniti stop it ndinovhunduka kuti kwete kuti ubva waita murume wekuti tinoita competition facial products and what not.
No. Aaron Pierre, that's my person.
Nah, he was alright.
That's my person.
He was alright.
Oh, I don't know what's here.
He was alright.
Yeah, but he was pretty cool. I think that's the
okay.
only guy that men were like, whatever, do it. And then now Denzel Washington. You know, there's those obvious guys that men will be like, yeah, you know, it's okay. Morris Chestnut.
He's okay. Huh? He's alright.
Is it an off-ish thing for another guy to say that's a good-looking man? Because girls can be like, oh, that girl is hot.
Like what? Like to say, that's gay though.
Why are you gay?
Oh, so it will be gay. Yeah. For you to vuma kuti that's a handsome man.
Don't go to vuma ndega, but it means I want this nigga, and that's gay.
Oh, okay. By yourself, you can be like Morris Chestnut.
Right. I'm like, okay, this guy is okay.
Yeah, but panevano kuti you can't acknowledge.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's interesting. Funny stuff. Yeah. Where were we? Ooh, okay, do you want a sad story or do you want more drama?
What you got?
So UZ lecturers go on strike over low wages, protests shut down by the police, and 3 of them arrested.
Yeah. You know how much junior lecturers at the university get? According to their legal advisor, I think that's him. I think they get $250.
No.
And a paltry zig amount.
No.
$250 and a paltry zig amount. These are junior lecturers. Saka, even what they're saying is, so they did the strike, right? And then the Association of University Teachers, 6 leaders were suspended for insubordination. But apparently this is a legal demonstration.
It's a legal one.
It's legal.
Oh, they've
gone through the processes where...
Okay.
But for some reason, there is some victimization that has gone on.
Yeah, the police came and they stopped
Yeah.
them.
So I don't know for how long
3
it
of
can
them were
suppress.
arrested. From what I
No, but if it's a legal procedure, why are you arresting me?
It's how we do things. Apa miwe.
Be careful. Careful now. Careful.
You know. So I don't know. You know, as a lecturer, you know, you see, this is the problem that we're having at the UZ. The UZ used to be a very renowned institution in terms of academic excellence, right? You know, but when you have situations like this where lecturers are not paid money, these lecturers are going to go.
It's painful. You
know,
know, not just
standards have
lecturers.
started going
Iwe,
down at
saka
the
kana
UZ.
lecturer, what is junior lecturer? And then the senior or the seasoned lecturer is getting what?
I have no idea. Maybe double that, I guess. I don't know.
But how do I sustain
You see what I'm saying?
that?
You know, you are a senior
Isha,
lecturer.
Lord,
you
I'm
are-
so thankful. Thank you, Mari.
that you are not a lecturer.
That I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think when you hear Nyaya Dzevamwe, you just see how grateful you should be
Yeah.
for the place where you're at. You might not be where you want to be, but the fact that your stuff seems to be okay-ish.
Yeah. Because these are people who went to school
Yeah.
and
they
went to the
they
highest
train
school.
doctors.
Yes.
They are teaching doctors. They are not doctors themselves. They are not accountants themselves.
These are very important
Very
people.
important people who are shaping
Yeah.
human nature. They are shaping the kind of community that you are going to have. They are shaping the next president would be in that lecture room.
Yeah.
Ipapo. Munopu at 250.
So yeah, so and also just, you know, demonstrating, being able to demonstrate is you know, it's a right that people have. You
Yeah,
understand?
and I don't think they were
They're
hurting
not,
anyone.
They were not being violent about anything.
No,
they're just
they were just saying,
highlighting
"Could
their
you
plight.
please?"
You know, that this is not enough for the work that they do. You know. So people, you know, I think we should be more tolerant as a society to
But allow
because
them,
these
they're
people
not hurting anybody.
yeah, these people have genuine concerns. You know, but the first thing we do is call the police and fire people and call them all sorts of things and suspend them for insubordination.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
a bit of a tricky one, especially that you mentioned it was illegal.
Yeah, according
Strike.
to I think Mnyara Zikusai, the legal advice. Is it? Yeah, I think.
Okay, I thought it was going to be
Exactly.
drama. It just turned into a sad story at this point.
Yeah.
So while we're at wait, before we get to another sad story, or maybe we should leave this one for a good laugh
Okay.
at the end.
All right.
So another sad one. I didn't know this person. I didn't know him as an artist or even just Kungonzwa Staraki.
Yeah.
Tatenta Pinjis died.
Yeah, I
few
never
days ago.
heard of him.
He was involved in an accident and had a broken leg. And had broken legs. He couldn't get painkillers, pain stop tablets. And seems like the hospital he was at, it didn't even have electricity because they had a phone flash. Why can't I flash your phone
Yeah.
in his in the room that he was in? So it's like we don't know if the pain stop was going to.
I mean, the
keep
pain
him
stop was not
alive.
going to keep him alive. It was just going to relieve the pain.
Yeah, because I'm thinking if you got broken legs, that's like your main.
I don't even
arteries
think pain ease would have solved
sorted
that
'cause
situation.
Probably
So-
was
so-
bleeding. And
So what was the story? What happened? And which hospital is it? River, what is this?
It was Harare Hospital.
Kugomo.
Kugomo.
So he was involved in an accident in
Was
taken there?
involved in a car accident with his band members.
Right.
And I think some of them vakatofira passport.
oh no.
And then he survived for that period. Yeah, akaenda ku hospital.
And
So that's all of them gone.
so
I think there's one.
One who
I saw a video yesterday. There was one who was in hospital, but akakwara spine. Saka
Ah.
I think there was one. I saw one yesterday.
They were coming from, going to?
That I'm not sure.
Because there was no mention.
Just know kutanga wari maband members.
Yeah, so I saw the video. And
so from what you've seen, could he have survived if there was enough stuff?
He could
At the
have,
hospital.
hey, because broken legs. I think there was a doctor aka explain that people were saying my broken legs are autoimmune. And I
So
think
it's probably the
doctor
bleeding.
Explained,
the bleeding.
yes.
It's the bleeding. Because makumbo, I know like there's main arteries.
Yeah, so
like,
the blood
yes.
gushes out.
Yeah.
The blood does
And
gush
as
out.
there's blood clotting also.
Yes.
So clots can move. Kwenda ku heart.
And then, yeah.
That's a disaster.
So did he get assistance as soon as they got there, and the issue was lack of equipment and supplies?
I don't think anything was done.
Danny, it doesn't look like
Nakakarara
anything
pacho
was
naka.
done.
Amuna kana magetsi.
Akakarara pasi, handiti. Akakarara pasi. Akakarara
But
pajiko.
papa negumbeze,
Papa
that's not
negumbezi.
blanket
That's
in
not,
hospital.
no, harisi gumbezi. I
a
think
hospital
akatotakurwa negumbezi racho here. Or I don't
And
know.
the relatives ndo vanga vachikata anti kana munhu akapinda ane that emergency yekuti akakwara.
Yeah.
I did first aid. Unotanga kukata hembe so that muone kuti what's going on.
Oh, okay.
The doctors or the nurses
He still
or
had his
whatever,
clothes on.
Avana, he had his clothes on. Hama dzake.
Yes, he still had
ndodza
his clothes on.
aicheka trouser rake kuti vaone kuti what happened. And
Imagine.
there was no nurse in sight.
And
Get
stuff.
there.
And that's
Because
peanuts.
right now, if
That's
you
peanuts
go
when
and
you look at the
need
big picture
an
of
injection,
how
you
much
have to
money
pay
this.
for. You have to. They tell you, "Tenam denga injection." Uko."
It's bad, and I don't know, who's the Minister of Health. Like, if you're put in that ministry, you have these referral hospitals. Like, Parinyato is the biggest referral hospital on this side of, I think in Harare province or whatever. And then you have these provincial hospitals. There's quite a few of them. Like, if you're a Minister of Health and you see these images, what does that say? How do you think about it? Because, when you get a ministerial job, it's a job, right? You get paid, so you're happy because you're getting paid. But at the end of the day, how do you feel when you see images?
No, it's
Like
just
this.
basic things that need to be fixed. Like if
Painkiller.
you've got the basic stuff in
Painkiller.
place, put those
No
things in
painkiller.
place.
Even the beds. You've seen the beds, how broken down those beds. How much are beds, though?
It's painful. Akutorwadza kutaura nyaya yacho. Irikutorwadza
No,
because
I think we can do better, though.
if you don't have money, it means you are dying.
Yeah. It shouldn't be.
Maternity side. Yepaharare hospital.
Yeah.
Trust me.
You was telling me that
cry.
there are lots of deaths. The
I
infant
have an
mortality.
experience there. I nearly lost my second child.
No.
Hospital. If you hear my stories, Harare hospital, maternity side,
My doctor was saying there's no equipment.
terrible.
They're very frustrated. The doctors themselves are frustrated. There's no equipment. And so a lot of deaths that are happening are from minor things. People shouldn't die from stupid things like that. But there's no basic equipment, to just do
Alright.
their job.
So just a side discussion. I know there's a lot of talk happening. People are quite upset. They're angry about this, that, and the other and all. But with the people that they're also upset with, normally I don't mention names, but in this case I will. Kudata Guire took over Arundel Hospital, right?
Yeah, I think it says now.
Yeah. No, yeah. There's a video clip where he says Arundel Hospital, like there's doctors, there's medication, everything. But Arundel is on that side.
Plus, it's a little hospital.
Yeah, it's
You know
not,
what I'm
it's
saying?
not that big of a hospital
Yeah.
that can, but the thought behind it, kuti akatoona
I
kuti there's a lack somewhere. I need to help somehow.
But I'm thinking if he really wanted to help, he could have just put money in Parrenyat Hospital. That way the help goes to a lot more people. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's a gesture. It's like a
Yes, it
symbolic
is.
gesture. But how many people can be treated there? I doubt they even have 50 beds at this hospital. So it's like, when you look at the big picture, it's like nothing.
No, but
You cannot
nothing.
you cannot have 20,000 people
but the
go to a
thought
50 bed
behind it,
hospital.
where I'm
It's a-
going with this is,
Yeah.
this is someone who had the capacity to do something, and he did something. We've got plenty rich people in Zimbabwe.
And besides, it shouldn't be something that rich people should do. It should be something that the government and the
Okay, but
ministry
okay,
should do.
tongoti pamwe government yachona haisi
No, I think in my priorities, because if you look at the bill remota dzekutengwa for my officials, haana ma-institutions aya.
kuti zvoni
Mari
ivavo vane mari yacho imari yavo imari
No, I'm saying, look,
because I know comment section will be like, hey, it's their money. Yeah, imari yavo, but the humanity side of you is doing what? It's fine to take kids to school. I love it. Educate the children. Do it. But the health system in your country is falling apart.
Do you agree that this is a very rich country, though?
We are wealthy. We are good.
And that we shouldn't be having
No,
this
we
discussion
shouldn't.
about
No, we shouldn't be.
painkiller
No,
and
we
a
shouldn't.
bed, just a normal bed.
And I hope that they watch this episode and they hear us and they actually do something about it. We may not know the whole beginning, ending, tail ends of how things function and all, but seriously, painkiller.
Is the Minister of Health a doctor?
I don't know. I wanted to Google.
Because I
To
mean, if you're
actually
a
see.
doctor and you're a Minister of Health, you know the problems. You know what I mean? You know the problems that doctors are facing and trying to just, help people.
Yeah, it's
So yeah, it's sad, but it's something that if we wanted to fix, we could fix just overnight.
Did you find it?
For Dr. Anxious J. Masuka.
Or anxious muscle.
Oh, Dr. Masuga.
So he's a doctor.
He's a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just give him
All right.
benefit of the doubt.
Okay, let's get the doctor to the show.
Yeah.
Can we get the doctor?
Pamwe, there's things that are happening behind the
Okay,
scenes.
let's get the doctor.
And we don't know about it, and you know, let's not get thoroughly upset. They get him born.
Yeah.
But it's sad to know that people are now scared to go to the hospital. If you are sick, people are staying at home.
Yeah.
Because
And the number of people who have died because of.
if I go to the hospital, I'm
little
not coming
things.
back.
Yeah.
I'm dying. Hey, Shurumba, I'm so sorry you had to experience that. You know, when you were talking, I could feel. I felt it. But our baby is good. We have.
She's 12 now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I'm
cool.
all emotional now. I'm all emotional. We need to have a funny something to laugh at now. Like seriously.
What we got?
We've got. There's a graphic video I saw, but I don't know. Did we talk about it?
In brief.
In brief, okay. A Zimbabwean man named Emmanuel Mahamba, 29, was killed in a violent altercation in Rivonia, South Africa. Suspect ran over him multiple times with his car in broad daylight. And all these people were doing were screaming. They couldn't pull the dude away from danger.
But you risk being run over yourself.
No, there was a part where this guy...
Pause, like a big
Yes,
pause.
there was a big
Asata
pause.
Dzogera, no one did.
Asata Dzogera. And someone could have done something, like they could have helped Mwabata Makumbo, Mwabata Maoko, and drag him and put him
I don't think you realize how dangerous it is in South Africa.
on the side.
Cash in transit heights happen when people are watching.
Okay,
You
no,
mind your own
cash.
business.
Listen, cash in transit
Hold
has
on.
guns.
Hold on. Clearly, if
and
someone
stuff.
is running someone over, you don't know if they have a gun and other things. This is some
Listen,
crazy
he
stuff.
would have pulled out the
thing,
gun.
From what I'm hearing, these guys, Vangavari Panze, they are friends with this guy.
With which guy? The one who was running?
That Emmanuel.
They were his friends.
They were his friends. Vanhu vave kutoziva dai vanga vari mabystanders. Yes, in South Africa that's dangerous.
Saka
You
my
can't
friends
intervene.
akangomira.
Now they watched the nigga die. They watched him get
Because
run.
the
That
driver
video,
paused.
God help me, I need to buy ice cream or something to get that video out of my mind. It is graphic. It is terrible. And they just stood there. They were screaming, and he's talking to the guy, going, "Go, move!" And I'm thinking, "Move!
Yeah.
I'm going to run this dude over." And I got 3 or 4, and I'm thinking,
What was the nya?
A woman.
They're my humans.
And they're a baby.
A woman.
Yeah.
Not a wife. Not a wife.
A girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, mom.
And the guy who was running him over was what? What nationality?
Ugandan.
In South Africa.
Uganda. And they don't know where the guy is. He wasn't arrested. Nothing was done.
I'm sure they're looking for him. CCTV
Is
and
it?
whatnot. Yeah.
I don't think.
Okay.
Will it even be like a big case?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
We're looking
he's
for him.
straightforward guy. Met there.
Yeah.
I think being foreigners, a Ugandan and a Zimbabwean, they'll just overlook it.
No, there's no way.
Let's hope they'll be fair
Yeah, because
and find it
CCTV and stuff. Yeah.
and find him. So America, they hosted a Zulu day,
Yeah.
like a Zulu parade. It wasn't a Zulu parade.
Well, there were no Zulus.
It was like a.
How do you hold a
That's
How do you hold
joke
a
on its
Zulu
own. Why?
a Zulu parade when you're not Zulu?
I think the concept behind it is just to celebrate like my culture, right? And New Orleans, I'm sure you would know this. New Orleans is like full of culture, and is it? Yeah, and they were
The home of jazz.
musicians. Yeah, home of jazz, and yeah, I think that there'll be like a perfect place to host something like this.
Yeah.
But they did it all wrong.
They just needed to have some Zulu people.
No, they just needed to have some Zulu people. But then also, and the African Americans, the black people, Wachona,
Yeah.
in New Orleans were not allowed to take part.
What do you mean?
It was white people.
Really?
No, it's black people.
It's black people,
There's a-
African Americans.
Yes, there's an article that said African Americans were not permitted.
No.
But then now
The
Zulu
image is
parade,
there.
I'm seeing the image is here.
Eh.
The black people.
Yeah.
It's
That
the-
image.
if you see the comments on X,
Okay. So Parapend were
black
black
people are-
varungu.
some my black Americans are saying, "Why do you Africans hate us? What? You're hating your own."
Wait, let me do this.
But they
Part
look
of the culture.
the
But what
costumes. They
culture
look
is
like
this?
they look like Brazilians going for a carnival. They don't look nothing like any
okay.
Zulu.
Even Brazilians will take offense.
Could you? What is that?
What is this? Kutonge mariachi.
Oh, wait. I read it wrong. It
Of course,
said.
Antutu,
Ah,
I told you.
I read it wrong.
You get people shouting at us here.
That was the first untruth. Anyway, it said African Americans bashed, not banned. I read it very fast. You see BA and then
Because N and N
Yeah,
look like
it's-
S and
it's-
H.
it-
I-
you know what? Food tech.
I
That's
so
as
get you.
that's as bad as it'll
That's
get. Food tech.
Okay.
Yeah, so it said African Americans bashed for Zulu parade. Yes. No, they did not do a good job.
Yeah.
I don't know where those Zulus
We
were
need the
from.
image on there. Yeah.
I don't know where those Zulus came from. The colors even. Woo! Nkosi yami. Bekushubile beyinzima le ndaba.
And the double standards. If it was a white person, a painter kumeso kwake black, inenge iri nyaya, but then it's okay for them to do it.
Somewhere.
The black face.
A black face. And it had a little white,
White
like
thing
what was
on.
that? Which Zulu does that? It looked like a Mexican culture. What's that?
Mariachi.
Mariachi. Yam yabor. You make me pocoloko. It was crazy.
So next year we're in New Orleans
To do a what parade?
for this parade.
Ah,
We
super.
want to see if they improve it
Yeah,
after the backlash.
I
No,
think
they are not backing down, eh?
after the
One person said, Dr. Alison Wolf,
Uh-huh.
X, the organization is over 100 years old. I have friends and families in this organization, and it's not going to go anywhere because you don't like it.
No, it's not like we don't like it. If you're going to imitate a culture, or if
Do
you're
it
going
right.
do it right, yes.
and there's
If
freedom
you're going to honor a culture, sha.
there's freedom in America. No, so now they're gonna do their thing.
Itai culture, jayu.
Yeah.
Eh,
The Zulu Nation must sue.
not the clown suits that they are, guys.
The Zulu Nation must sue.
They won't win it. They can make noise, I'm sure. And I'm sure there's some boards that will listen and hear them, but that's as far as it will go. They'll just make noise. I mean, they will even use interviews. Some Zulu professor was being interviewed. I showed you, it's outrageous. Like, how dare they? Like, what is that? So, yeah. Speaking of parades, we've got our own holiday coming up. Zimbabwe is turning 45 years old. No, he's there. He's there. He's there.
See, this is how...
Breathe. He's doing work at the back. You want to shoot him.
All right. What were you about to say?
The 45th Independence Day. Zimbabwe is turning 45.
Oh, okay. Congratulations, Zimbabwe. Is it today? Hopefully we air this episode on Independence Day.
Hopefully.
So, happy Independence Day, Zimbabwe.
Let me know if you are watching this on Independence. Or was it after?
Is it a happy Independence? Are people happy?
Danny,
you look like, we people say happy birthday, right? Happy this, happy that.
Yeah.
What do we say? We say
happy Independence.
If you don't want to say happy, what do you say?
Merry Independence.
Or something. I don't know. Happy is like a stretch for a lot of people, right? But we're happy. We're
wishing
free.
you well.
Okay. We're happy.
Wishing you well.
But then on
your
the independence
Day.
part, no. On the peace part.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yes, on the peace part we are happy. And not on the independence. It's a nyaya of...
Yeah.
It's a story on its own. But yeah, we are happy.
Yeah.
Are you not happy?
No, I'm happy. I'm happy we're about to finish. Are we done?
Happy, yeah. We're almost... Danny, where are you rushing to? Who's there?
Happy?
Okay,
we still got more.
You guys have like a barbecue
we still
that
got
you're
more.
doing. Yeah, so I guess if we get into certain topics, we're going to talk about birthday, Zimbabwe.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
You are 45, you're grown up, a whole adult. You can get married now.
You can take care of yourself.
You can take care of yourself.
Yeah.
But men should marry late.
I think so.
They shouldn't marry young. Women can marry young. Men,
why? What's the difference?
Maturity, Jay. Funga.
Well, when women get married young, that's when they start wanting to experiment whilst in the house.
Yeah, and it's wrong. So women should, but by 25.
Yeah, problem there too. If you go beyond that, you're not going to go guys.
One man's meat is another man's poison. Someone is waiting to marry you, so it's okay. 25, 28, 30, do the things. But do the experiments outside of the marriage. Like, before you get married, you have all the fun. Club as much as you want. Be safe while you do it. Drink all the alcohol that you... Because a woman who consumes alcohol levels that are not normal.
You're normal or they're normal?
I know, just mukadzi hangofani kungonwa so.
Becky.
I'm telling you.
Alcoholic
president Mati. No, like seriously.
So what's the normal intake of alcohol for a woman?
Get tipsy, done.
So what's the point?
The enjoyment part of
Has
it.
anybody ever seen Ruby Boy? I think she gets carried
because she's
home.
really advocating for this thing.
You never see me. I don't drink.
No, I think it just looks a bit. It looks tacky. It looks
in a wheelbarrow.
You were poop drunk. You get poop drunk. Am I Nana? Am I baby?
No, I do the carrying. I drink responsibly. Sometimes.
Yeah, I think it just gets a bit tacky when women start falling over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't hold the... Because men can get drunk. Yes, it should.
Women are held to a higher standard by society.
It's more acceptable for a man to be poop drunk. Danny akaumburuka patikuti ende Danny.
Do my track.
Yes.
Oh well.
Yes. Oh well. How are we wrapping it up? I think we're done. I was laughing. We did speak about it.
Yeah.
But this is how it was written down. Holite nakatemwa nemaken at Blink 4's album launch show. That's how it was written.
Oh yeah, one day.
No other way.
Why? Why was
there
there?
was no other way. mukomana akatengwa nemakeni.
Right, mukomana akategwa nemakeni. It's okay.
All right. Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're done.
Yeah.
I think we're done. We want to go and, braai some meat, something.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Denny J Show.
Denny J Show.
So, till next week, have a nice holiday. Don't drink and drive.
Are we saying Happy Easter right now, or
Oh, yeah, also,
when we
right?
come back?
No, let's do it, because it's the same, right?
Because
It's
yes. So
Happy-
happy holidays.
Happy holidays, happy Easter, happy
Or does that work
Independence
for
Day.
Christmas
That's
time
for
only?
Christmas. Or
No, it's
No,
a
but
holiday.
it's a
and
holiday.
It's happy.
No, happy
Ah,
holidays
sugar.
is for
No.
Christmas. When
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, happy Independence Day, happy
Yeah.
Easter. Yeah, and if you have a barbecue and you want to invite us, hit us up. We'll gladly come and join you. Ruvimbo drinks like she'll come. She'll pull up.
Pull up.
Just send the address. She'll pull
Hey,
up.
Ruby Bobby there.
All right, guys. Till next week. We out.
Denny J Show. Zvanga zviri downtown uptown raitidzwe nyaya dzacho dzese narrative ndaichidwe kana mchida kutipisa deep ndaipidwe make you spill a bean if you know what I mean hande